Hey, hello guys, how are you doing? Hey, I hope you have rested a lot of times those vacations that you had. Yes? Now, in this video, we are going to revise, we are going to check some topics that are so important, so useful, and so interesting for us, for our English learning. Those topics are present and past simple and continuous. We are going to start. Yep, let's start. First, we are going to check the purpose of the tenses, taking into account that those topics are for general things and aspects as daily routines. How we see it, like rules, steps, activities, routines, etc. Yep, the idea and the purpose you have to transmit or say. Yeah, you have to use them in order to say your ideas, your sentences, all the things that you want to say. The structures you need to say easily the sentences about situations. When you have the idea in your mind, hey, you can say it anything, whatever the sentence you want, but you have to use the present and past, simple and continuous. Yes. Also, yeah, in those videos we are going to recognize the additional resources or objects you will need to construct your ideas. Yeah, you watch, you visualize, you see different objects. The idea is to catch them and to get them into your ideas to say the sentences you want to say. Also, you want to mention your ideas. Perfect. Let's start. In the present simple, first, it is a verb tense which is used to show repetition, habit, or generalization, like like general things. Okay, it is just the base form of the verb. Questions are made with do, and negative with don't or do not. Remember that those are the different ways to say a sentence in present simple. For example, look at this. We say the statement is you read English books. Yes. Questions. Do you read English books? A negative, you say you don't read English books. Notice the auxiliary verb here, do or don't in the case. But we have here, she studies French. Does she study French? She doesn't study French. Notice it. This is perfect. That is great for us. Okay? Good. So, notice, remember that we have a specific structure to follow our sentences. For example, that is the subject, we need the verb, and we need a complement. And what is a complement? The complement is the group of words in order to complete our classes, our sentences, our ideas. Yes? For example, we have here I live in Colombia. You drink beer. We prepare the meal. You dance very well. Or they travel every weekend. But we can mix them. For example, we can say I live in Colombia. Or I prepare the meal. Or I dance very well. We can use we drink beer. You dance very well, or they prepare the meal. Yes, you can use them. But notice it, perfect, very good. When you have she, he, and it, they are the third person. All the verbs, they have to include s, es, or is. Remember. For example, look at this. Remember, the first person is going to be the subject I. That is myself, me. Yep. The verb to be we need here. The verb is in Spanish we recognize as ser o estar. That is a routine. I am from Colombia. I am here. I am the teacher. Yep. But in the past, we are going to check the past in some seconds. We have the second person that is with we, that is you and me, together we. We study English. But we have here you study English, that is not me, it's you. They, it is not you, it's not me, it is not us, it's not we. No, they, another kind of people apart from us. Yep, we have they. They are the students. They are the teachers. They are the people. And the third person we have just individually. He for him, for a man. She for a woman. And it for not people. Something that is not people. They could be objects. They could be places. They could be events, situations, animals. Yes. For example, in the case of the third person with he, that is a man. He is my uncle. Or I can say Marcos is my uncle. Luis is my uncle. In the case of she, we have she, it is a woman. Yes, perfect. So she is my teacher. She is my mom. She is my sister. But I could say also Maria is my mom. Marta is my teacher. Luisa is my sister. Yep. As I told you, there are different objects or things that are not people. For example, a pet, an animal, a place, an object. For example, it is my dog. My dog is gray. It is my notebook. My notebook is blue. Perfect. Okay? For example, we have here I work in an affirmative. We have I work, you work, he works, she works, it works. Yep. Also with the second person, we work, you work, or they work. But for example, if we want to say in a negative way, we have to add. We have to write at the same time with the auxiliary verb do. Like, if I have in affirmative I work, the negative is I don't work. I don't work or I do not work. That is the long form. Look at this. In the long form, we have I do not work. If you want to be shorter, you create I don't work. Good? That is a contraction. That is the contraction. Those are the contractions of those different ways. For example, if we have you work, you do not work, or you don't work, they are those the same. Those are the same. Yep. He works, he does not work, or he doesn't work. It could be. That, remember, that is in negative and that is in affirmative. Look at this. For example, another examples are I am in affirmative, I am not. But in a question, in an interrogative way, we have to change the order of the words. For example, am I? In affirmative, you are not, are you? For example, one example, it could be, you are my teacher, you are not my teacher, are you my teacher? Notice the intonation. He is my friend. He is not my friend, or he isn't my friend. Is he my friend? Oh my God. Yes, of course. For example, we have here, we are at the school. We are not at school, or we aren't at school. Are we at school? Perfect. Very good. For example, we have here, organizing this, understanding this, we can say this. You could use 3 columns, why not? Despite being red, Mars is actually a cold place. It is full of iron oxide dust, which gives the planet its reddish cast. Or Jupiter, that is what Mars. For Jupiter, we have it is a gas giant and also the biggest planet in our solar system. Jupiter is the fourth brightest object in the sky. And the Mercury. Mercury is the closest planet to the Sun, so it is nearest. Yep. And the smallest one in the solar system, it's only a bit larger than our moon. Yep. Notice the contraction, notice the position, the order, the. Yep. Okay. We have in the past simple, we continue with this. What is the purpose of the past simple is to talk about things that happened or existed before now. That is not today. That is not in current time. That was in the past, like yesterday, last year. Yep. Good. For example, they use awesome words. What are the awesome words? Like extraordinary words. Different, useful, and daily used. Yep, different words. Like them. Be in a base form that those are used in different present sentences. Be like are is. In the past simple this was were, and those not. It is not for this moment. Yep. We have in the base form began, in past simple began, break broke, choose chose, you did, and so on. Yes? Good, very good. For example, we have to use a specific form, a specific structure in order to write or to create sentences in past simple. For example, in the first person, I was or I wasn't, it could be in a negative, I was at home yesterday. Or in a negative, I wasn't at home yesterday. Maybe if we want to use a specific verb, we can say, I worked, notice the ed after the verb. But in a negative, we have to use the auxiliary verb, didn't. Yes, that is in negative. So we say in an affirmative, I worked as the writer at home. But in a negative, we say, I didn't work as a writer at home. The same case would happen with you, we, and they. Yep. Were or weren't students. With a specific word, we have studied, didn't study at the university. Or the third person, he, she, and it, was or wasn't French. So that person belongs to the French country, to France. Okay, perfect. For example, we have to say with a specific word, he came or he didn't come from France. Remember that when we have to use or when we use this auxiliary verb, the following verb, it is not going to be in past, it is going to be in present. There is not came, it's come. Didn't come, but in past is came. Good. Different examples like them. We have to say, I wanted to play baseball, but I was sick. Sarah watched a movie yesterday with her sister. My mother went to China and ate strange food. I did my homework last night. Mr. Davis took his son to school. My parents were young, but now they are old. She turned on the lights and closed the door. I danced with my friends and had a lot of fun. Jack cleaned his room and then he played outside. My mother gave me $20. Good, perfect. In a present continuous form, remember that we have to use the auxiliary verb or the the verb to be for each one of the people. For example, the first person needs I am, the second you are, or we are, or they are. Yes? In the third person we have he is, she is, and it is. But all the verbs need the ing form. Now how is it? The verb is, for example, here the verb is start, but the with ing is ing, starting. So in an affirmative way, in a positive, we have to say, I am starting. Remember, take into account that if you don't write or if you don't put the verb to be before the ing, that is not a continuous. Mandatorily, we need a verb to be at the verb with the ing. I am starting. You are starting. He is starting. She is starting. It is starting. We are starting. You are starting. And they are starting. In a negative, we have to say I am not. That is in affirmative, I am. In a negative, I am not. You aren't or you are not. He isn't or he is not. Yep. And remember that in equations we have to change the position. They come back. It is not I am starting. No. You say am I starting? Are you starting? Is he starting? Is she starting? It is starting. Is it starting? Are we starting? Are you starting? Or are they starting? Notice it. Be careful of this. In a past continuous, the only thing that we have to change is the verb to be is not going to be in present, it's going to be in past. Yep. For example, when you have I was playing, in a negative, I wasn't playing. But in a question, the same. You change the position. Was I playing? Yep. Remember, in the first person we have I am, in present, in past, I was. In a negative, I am not, or I wasn't, or I was not. In the second person we have we aren't, or we are, but in the past we have we were, or we weren't, or you are, you aren't, you were, you weren't, they are, they aren't, or they were, they weren't. Notice it. All the third person, he is or he isn't, or he was or he wasn't. Remember, those are in past and those are in present. So the only way that you have to say is the subject with the verb to be and the verb with the ing in continuous. Remember that if you want to write a continuous, you have to use the subject, the verb to be, and the verb with ing. If you want to say in present, for example, if you want to say I am studying English, that is in present, that is today. Or I was studying English last week, yesterday. Yes, the same with this. Okay? Perfect. So, taking into account all this review, and we continue studying English. And speak to yourself in front of the mirror, and talk to another partner, to another friend. That is good. That is for you. Yep. Okay, guys. Goodbye. And continue working on your English skills. Bye bye.